All right, y'all, let's get into it. Tonight, we are going to focus on healing through storytelling. All right, we've got the peeps in Instagram land and everybody here in YouTube. We're going to focus on healing through storytelling. Tonight, we're going to do some beautiful uh, exercises and rituals to help us focus on honoring our boundaries, tapping back into our sensuality, and all of that jazz. So, of course, my first question is always, can you hear me and can you see me moving in real time? Let me know in the chat, please. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Those of you who are on YouTube, you should be able to type. Those of you who are on the gram, let me know. And here's what I think okay, cool, you can hear me. Here's what I think you should grab for today. If you have something soft like satin gloves, grab those. If you maybe even have something like lotion or some massage oil, because I want us to sort of explore our bodies a little bit. If you have a chair nearby, grab it, or you can do this ritual just sitting down on your couch or even your bed. Okay. Those of you who are on Instagram, feel free to come on to YouTube. Just go to the link in my chat and you can join me live that way. All right. Okay. Let me look in the chat on the YouTube. Okay. I don't see you all confirming that you can hear and see me, but I do see that people can hear and see me on Instagram. So I'm just going to get right onto it. Let's talk about the stories that we tell ourselves and how being mean to yourself, not trusting your power, not trusting the best case scenario, that is one reason you are disconnected from your body. So a lot of times when people want to work with me, the first thing they talk about is, oh, I love how sensual you are. I love the way your body moves. I love that it seems like you really trust your body. And I do. And part of that is my commitment to seducing fear when fearful thoughts come into my mind, when the negative thoughts come into my mind. So we're going to do an exercise where you see in real time the role your mind plays into you connecting with your body. And then I want you all to do a boundary ritual with me where we're going to take time discovering our bodies, discovering our senses, and let's just see where things roll. So fingers crossed you're ready. Feel free to put ready in the chat. If you have everything, again, feel free to grab a journal. Feel free to grab something like gloves if you have them, or lotion or oil. Just, so you can just take your time and actually feel a little bit more romantic with yourself. All right, let's call in the powerful energy into the space. Let's call in the sensual ancestors. Let's call in the creative ancestors. Let's call in our power. Let's call in our sensuality. Let's call in our joy and all of that. All right. So feel free to sit up, stand up, lay down, whatever feels good to you. And let's take a moment to connect to our body. Here we go. Just pausing here. Shh. Allow yourself to be still. Allow yourself to be quiet. Allow yourself to take up space. Placing your hands wherever your body is calling. And if you're feeling a little too disconnected and you don't know where your body is calling, I always say the heartbeat is great. So near the heart or even the throat chakra. And let's start this beautiful healing through seduction ritual, this ceremony, this moment in time by just simply breathing in and a gentle moan out. Let's breathe in again. A gentle moan out. Placing your hands in the receiving position. So hands open, heart right wide open. Allowing yourself to receive yourself. Allowing yourself to receive the powerful energy in your space. Let's breathe in again. A gentle moan out. Go ahead and rest your hands again, placing your hands wherever your body is calling. If it feels safe in your body, I want to invite you to close your eyes. Now we are going to get into the power of storytelling. I'm going to invite you to tell your mind a story, and I want you to see and witness how your body responds to a story. I want you to put yourself in a position to where you are not bullied by your own mind. You are not bullied by your own body. Yeah. And this works well when you close your eyes, because I believe when we close our eyes, that allows us to truly be a little more uninhibited with our own selves. It also puts us in a position to tell ourselves, to tell our bodies, to tell the inner child, the higher self, the diva, I am safe in this moment. Now let's rub our hands together. You know how we start with self-consent, rubbing the hands together until they are too hot to touch, keeping the eyes closed if you can. And once they get hot, let's go ahead and clap. And I want you to feel that tingling sensation. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm glad you made it. And I want you to gently blow. And again, if you can keep your eyes closed, please do. I want you to tell your mind, I give you consent to trust. I give you consent to be creative. I give you consent to be sensual. I give you consent to tell a powerful story in this moment as I focus on healing through storytelling. And when you're ready, I want you to reach your hand out. Again, if you can, keep your eyes closed. And I want you to envision yourself holding your favorite fruit. So if it's a beautiful orange or a peach or an apple or a plum, or maybe you're being childlike now. You're just holding watermelons and you're just letting the juices flow through your fingertips. Just holding it. I want you to feel the fruit. And I want you to smile and just offer yourself gratitude in this moment for holding the fruit. And once you're ready, I want you to bring the fruit to your mouth and I want you to start eating it. And I want you to go through the motions of actually eating, actually chewing, swallowing. This is very important. And once you're ready, gently come back to the space. Those of you who are still present, Let me know in the chat if you felt your mouth watering. Just a simple yes will do, or a no if it was a no, but chances are high it was a yes. So even though you didn't physically have fruit, because you told your mind that you had fruit, and because you told your mind that you were eating it, your body said, okay, we're eating fruit, and you can check this out after you end with me. Our mouth only waters like that when we eat. Do you see how powerful the mind is? This is also what we call manifesting. This is also what we might call affirmations. This is also what we might call having faith. And so the key to you taking your sensuality back, the key to you taking your power back, the key to you reconnecting and reclaiming your body must start in your mind. There's no other way around it. Let me know if that was helpful for you in the chat. And then I want to get into the movement portion of the night. Let me move this camera. I see a yes in the chat here. Perfect. So let's get into a moment to just explore. So I will show you two different ways to do this. I'm not going to hold y'all long today. Okay, we got another yes, and thank you. I remember the first time I did that exercise, it really showed me how powerful the mind is. And that everything I desire there must be a commitment to what happens up here first. So now we're going to get into some beautiful, burlesque inspired movement to help you focus on telling a new story to your body and also healing through storytelling. Now, what we know that, I love to say burlesque is not about showing your body, it's about trusting your body. And the only way you're going to really get to the point to where you trust your body is to practice it, just like everything else we've done in life, right? And this is what I love to call the process of learning how to honor your boundaries with this version of yourself. So this is what I want you to do. Hopefully you have some gloves or you have something soft nearby. If you don't have anything soft, just even some lotion or just your fingertips with nothing on it. Okay? So I want you to take a moment to discover your skin. I want you to discover your senses. So I'm going to ask you to explore your erogenous zones here. And let's just see if we can just have a moment to come back to ourselves. Yeah. So those of you who want to take it slow, I invite you to raise one arm and starting from your fingertips, allowing yourself to discover your senses and going as slowly as possible. Now, those of you who want this to feel more like a dance, you can sit on your back, put your legs up, starting with the calf, bringing the energy to the back of the knees, and just exploring. Moving the hands down and doing what I like to call a little tap, tap, tap. Yes? So I'm going to ask you to follow the leader, if you will. So I will be your guide in this moment. So allow yourself to mirror my movements of self-discovery while also, of course, closing your eyes when you feel you need to explore on your own. I'll start with just my hands, my arms, my chest, collarbone, neck area, and then I will explore the legs. I'll explore the legs sitting down. I'll also raise the leg up, right? So honor your own mobility. This is how we practice honoring our boundaries. So whenever you are touching a part of your body, I want you to physically say yes or no out loud. Yes, when it feels good. Yes, when it feels empowering. No, when you don't feel a sensation. This is to practice honoring the boundaries. All right. Also, to take it up a notch, say some beautiful romantic words to your body during this process. This is how you heal through storytelling. If you don't like the connection you have with your body now, start by saying nice things to your body. This is what I had to do when I loved being Black, but I hated being a dark-skinned Black girl. Growing up in the South, I had so much conditioning. And this is how I started my confidence process. This is how I started falling in love with myself. This is how I started healing through seduction. All right, so let's go. All right, I want you to just mirror my movements. Saying yes and saying no. Saying yes, saying no. Speaking life into your body. Taking your time. Discovering new sensations. Being soft. Being kind. Being gentle. Offering yourself healing in this moment. Okay? So now we want to go down to the thighs, just caressing, going as slowly as you can, really taking your time. So, focusing on the knee, behind the knee. Offering your body kindness, offering your body grace. Those who feel called to, this is when you can now drop to the couch or your chair, get on your back, your bed, bringing the legs up. Taking your time, being kind, romantic, or just simply saying yes and no. Breathing. Let's breathe in here. A gentle moan out. And gently come back to the space. And let's ground ourselves. Returning to your body now. Where is your body asking for support? Let's breathe in. Breathing out. Breathing in one more time and clapping to activate the space. Shh. All right. Coming back to the group now. Let me know in the chat if you feel comfortable, how you're feeling, what that process was like for you. Taking your time, coming back. Fingers crossed, you feel grounded, curious, connected. Okay. All right, y'all. So I want to end by inviting you to continue this practice on, and I'll stay on a little longer just in case someone is typing right now. And I'll also answer some of the questions that you all send in too. Each day, start the day with asking yourself for consent, asking your body. So a, maybe it's your heartbeat, maybe it's your hands. But I definitely want you to think about asking your mind to be open and giving yourself consent to be in charge of your thoughts throughout the day. Okay, I feel peace. Now, if memory serves me correctly, we were connecting last week, and so I'm happy to see that this was a good time for you as well. So I want to open the space to any questions you all might have. I see someone on Instagram says they are feeling dreamy. Yes. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. Also, quick announcement, my New York City and online classes are available. So just head to the link in my bio or either DM me NYC. I have new dates available, but I'm also having a free 3-day challenge. So those of you who have never worked with me before, I highly recommend starting with the challenge. So you can message me on Instagram, or you can just go to the link in my bio to see the New York City classes. Also, oh, my birthday hasn't started yet. I'm doing this as a pre-birthday thing. My birthday hasn't started yet, but I'm very excited about becoming 46 years old. I'm very excited. But thank you in advance for that birthday. So yeah, go to the link in my bio. We have classes and we have a free challenge coming up. So there's something for everybody. Let me go to my notes because there was a question that I wanted to answer. This was it. Someone said, I really love the thought of healing, but I do not want to revisit my trauma. Now, here's what I want everyone to understand. Healing happens every day. It should happen every day. We should be thinking about that every single day. The same way our body requires us to heal every day through drinking water and eating, so is our spirit. Our spirit is desperate for connection. So we want to understand that, listen, healing, there are different levels to it. There's definitely the time when you should be focused on shadow work. There's definitely the time, like for me during the pandemic, one of the things I had to do was get therapy because I decided to divorce my mother, right? So I made sure that I worked with the therapist, and I made sure I worked with a dance therapist. I knew for me, movement is medicine. So I made sure I did what I needed to do for myself. But then there was the point where I didn't need to, my therapist was like, okay, we're done here. My therapist broke up with me. She was like, we're done. You have survived this part. So healing is not just about trauma bonding. It's not limited to you revisiting the past. For some of you at this point, the healing process is going to have to be with you being in community, with you telling yourselves new stories, and with you making a commitment to come back home to yourself. So I just want to say that healing is not limited to trauma bonding. It's not limited to revisiting your past. Healing is not limited to you opening up a fresh wound over and over and over again and picking at it. If that were the case, the wound would never heal. Hello, is anyone here? Drop a 5 if that was helpful. Yes. So the storytelling, a lot of times when people want to work with me, the first thing they want to do is start doing choreography. They're like, okay, I want to connect with my body. Let's be a robot. Give me some choreography, Pro Noir. And I'm like, no, absolutely not. Let's start with the mind. So that's why those of you who are didn't come in the beginning, one of the things we did was a manifestation exercise where I asked everyone to go through the motion of eating their favorite fruit. And even though we did not have any fruit, once we swallowed it, our mouth watered. And you can look this up, it's science. Your mouth only waters a certain way when you're eating. So whatever goals you have about coming home to your body, coming home to your sensuality, unless you make a commitment to telling yourself a new story about this version of you, your body is not going to follow. The body cannot do anything without the mind being in charge, you see. Okay? Was that helpful? Does that help somebody? Let me know. let me know in the chat. And if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat so I can get to you. And let me just grab this link for y'all. That way, those of you who want to join the challenge, you can. And also, if you want to go ahead and sign up for some of the classes, I highly recommend it. Okay, you've got it. Okay, perfect. So your Healing Through Seduction assignment for the rest of the week is to start your day by giving yourself consent to tell yourself a new story. Now, we know that life is always happening around us, but peace is also always happening around us, right? There are always storms, but there are also rainbows. When you are in your own home, are you going to be bullied by outside forces? When you are in your own home, are you going to be bullied by outside forces? Oh, Earth Goat, yes. Oh, I need to look up my Chinese astrology. Thank you for that reminder, Pamela. Okay. All right, y'all. I think that is it. I think I'm going to go ahead and go. Let me also, because I love to do this, let me also, every time, let's put the tip jar in here as well. Those of you on Instagram, feel free to go to the link in my bio, sign up for the free challenge. If you feel inspired to send a goddess offering, do that. If you want to know about my in-person workshops or virtual ones, please send me a message. I want to make sure that it's right for you before you sign up. Okay? Yes. Yes, telling yourself another story. And the last thing I want to say too is when I hated my skin color, like when I started my body positivity journey, I knew for me, I had to start with something I could not change. It's like, girl, are you going to live the rest of your life believing the high school bullies when you have not been in high school for over 10 years, girl? Like, what are we doing here? Are you going to believe this conditioning that has been passed down for generation to generation? Are you going to do that? Are you going to pass it down to your cousins? You're going to pass it down? Or are you going to be the person that stands up and says, absolutely not. Dark skin is beautiful. And so I would look in the mirror and I would tell the story. I would speak, like to the younger version of me or to the higher version of me, the version of me in the future, about how much I loved my dark skin, about how my dark skin actually is what made people fall in love with me, like all these beautiful things. And I get why some people are like, oh, I hate affirmations. I hate mantras. I hate the thought of manifesting because it's just me pretending. And to that, I always ask, why do you hate the thought of spending a moment being kind to yourself? Because guess what is also manifesting? Doom. When you tell yourself, oh, this is the worst case scenario, when you romanticize the worst case scenario over and over and over again, that's also manifestation, people. That's also an affirmation, people. That's also a mantra. So you saying, oh, this is bullshit. The world is on fire. There's no point in me trying to do anything good in the world. That's true. Or, you know what? They don't show such and such on the news like this right now. I know that this is helpful to you. And because I have taken the time to honor my light, now you feel good. And that's going to trickle down. But is this moment going to make the news? No. Evil just has a better press agent. And because evil has a better press agent than light, we kind of tell ourselves that, oh, talking about darkness in my mind, that's great. That feels amazing. That's the norm. What Pearl Noir says to you, come on and caress your skin and say something nice. Oh, I don't want to do that. Whoa, whoa. No, Pearl, don't make me be kind to myself. Pearl, I'm not going to be kind to myself today, and you can't make me, except for you're still here and you are going to be kind to yourself, damn it. Not on my watch. Okay, I'm going to have my Iyanla Van Zant moment. Okay. Let me know in the chat. I feel like maybe I'm not supposed to go just let. Tell me in the chat, is this clicking for you? Everything is a manifestation and everything is a mantra. You get to decide which story you're going to tell. And if you've made a commitment to telling yourself nothing but doom and doom and doom, of course you don't feel sexual. Of course you don't feel sensual. Of course you feel disconnected. That's all I got to say about that, y'all. Okay, clicking, helpful, grateful, yes. Perfect. And I see that some of y'all have sent tips. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. And I'm also, just so you don't have to look for it, let's get that 3-day challenge link in here as well. Because I want y'all to stop playing around, okay? Stop playing around with yourselves. And I say this as a person who had to say the same thing to myself. Okay, let me look to just make sure I didn't miss any questions. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat. Let's see. Oh, this question came in, and I totally get this. I want to be seen, but I'm scared of being too much. You're not scared of being too much. You're scared of who you'll lose honoring your true identity. You're scared of who you will leave behind stepping into your actual calling and mission. Hello, is anyone there? It's not about being too much. It's about honoring the right room. It's not about being too much. It's about surrounding yourself with people on the same wavelength. And everyone doesn't have to be on the same wavelength. It's also about you having the proper discernment, right? So you don't have to tell Uncle Kool-Aid. I'm from the ghetto, y'all, so it's Uncle Kool-Aid around here, okay? You don't have to tell Uncle Kool-Aid that you know you're going to be a multimillionaire. You don't have to tell Barbara Jean that you want to get out of the hood because you feel called to have your own $1 billion Kool-Aid empire, because Uncle Kool-Aid and Barbara Jean have not done that. And sometimes it's out of love. Like, people don't want you to be put in a certain position. And so they'll, hey, you shouldn't do it like that. And then you can just say, oh, okay, we're not on the same wavelength. So let me put myself out there and find out where it's safe to be. So I don't share all of myself with everybody. And I am too much in certain rooms. And thank Goddess, I know that I'm an adult and I do not have to be in any space that isn't welcoming me. This is also where we come back to our connection to our mind. This is also where we come back if we feel afraid to be too much. We don't want to shame ourselves for that. We want to honor where that conditioning came from. Because again, what was I doing at a very young age, cutting out pictures of biracial kids saving up for surgery to lighten my skin? That was my thought process because someone else put it there, right? And so it's not about you being too much. It's about you having the courage not to rely on strangers or family or people at work, but most of you, it's strangers, to validate your existence. We want to break free of relying on emotional surrogates, is what I call it. Was that helpful for anyone? Let me just come over here and see. I got somebody in the. Okay, let me pull this closer to me. Sorry, those on YouTube just saw my cheese here. Let's move this up. Okay. Was that helpful? Let me see. I think I have one more question, and then I think I'm gonna go ahead and go. Oh, thank you, good Black girl. I see you sent me a very generous tip. Thank you, sweetheart. I'm gonna get a glass of champagne with that. All right, y'all. Do we have any questions? Because this is like my pre-birthday weekend last moment of working. Let's make sure we don't have any more questions. Okay. All right, y'all. So again, join the free challenge. The challenge is online. It's live. I normally don't do it live. So this is going to be nice. July 22nd through 24th, I'm going to bring in one of my students, Poison Ivory. She is going to do some burlesque for us. And then I'm also going to have one of my healers, Miss Anna Brooke, come in and do breath work for us. And then, of course, I'll be focusing on all of the sensuality. Okay, let's see here. Pamela says, I made peace with me being Black a long time ago. I mean, that's the thing. I grew up in the South, right? So I loved being Black. Like, being Black is it. I mean, hey, love all the races, but I'm just saying the Blackness, it's obvious. Like, we inspire almost everything from marketing to music to fashion, all of the things. And I'm from the ghetto. We really are the pioneers of almost everything. They steal from ghetto culture specifically. But I was just the wrong color. Like I knew what the paper bag test was. Like, but again, it was just the Black people around me, just, don't get in the sun. You don't want to be too dark. Just passing down what they thought was right. You know what I mean? Everyone was doing what they could. So I love being Black. I just did not like being dark. But now I know the truth, honey. Now I know the truth and I have seen the light, but I had to do the work. And that's the other thing. We have to, whatever trauma other people gave us, hey, valid to have our feelings about it. But if we want to be in peace, we can't try to go back to the source of the wound for the healing. Okay, I hope that was helpful for somebody. Say it again. We can't go back to the source of the wound to try to get our healing. So I'm glad that you're making peace with being Black too, because it's everything. It's a little dangerous sometimes, but it's lit, as they say. Okay. All right, y'all. So again, announcement time. New York City classes are open for the first time in over a year. Okay, we have 2 dates for that, September 20th and the 27th. No worries if you can't make both dates, because you can also start online as well. And we have the 3-day challenge coming up. So those of you who have never worked with me, I recommend starting there. Okay, and so you can just go to the link in my bio for that. You can also message me on Instagram if you want information about any of those things. And then, of course, we always love our goddess offerings at the end of the night. Thank you to everyone who has sent a tip. Thank you to everyone who has already signed up for the classes or the challenge. I think I'm going to get on out of here, y'all. I'm going to clock on out and start celebrating my 46th birthday that is coming up this weekend. Okay? All right, y'all. Until next time, last request, spread the light. The same way it's like it's like, boom, oh, I saw something I didn't like. Let me share it. But sometimes we forget to share the light. So whatever change you want to see in the world, start with yourself. And you can start by sharing this light that you just experienced right now. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Everyone who is sending tips, thank y'all. I'm about to get some tacos and champagne with that. All right, y'all. Until next time, we will be back here on next Thursday. All right. Mwah. Bye. All right, everybody on Instagram.